2022. Okay, we are gathering here to attending the 2022 3-minute virtual thesis competition. And this is the university level one, because 3-minute, I will give you a brief about the 3-minute thesis competition a bit later, inshallah. So I would like to congratulate each one of you for selecting as a proud participant of this 3-minute thesis competitions. This is MD Alamgir Hossain, one of the representative of Postgraduate Student Society of IIUM and PG student of IABF. And I am delighted to be your master of ceremony for this morning session. To gain blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let us commence this session by reciting Ummul Kitab Suratul Al-Fatiha. Thank you very much. Now it's time to play the IIUM song, Leading the Way. I would like to request our PGSS advisor, our respected sister Faria, to play the IIUM song.
Let's lead the way, lighten the future, share the wisdom to the spirit of Islam. Revelation and reason, we shall excel, we shall prevail. Merging faith and knowledge, we the Khalifa, we will fulfill the Amanah. Together we make the world a better place. Forever expand the culture of Iqra. IIUM is to realize the meaning of Ramadan al-Alamin. Together we make the world a better place. Forever expand the culture of Iqra. IIUM is to realize the meaning of mercy to all the world, for all mankind.
Thank you very much, Sister Faria, for playing the song for all of us. Okay, today we are here to actually to participate as a competitor in 3-minute thesis competition. So before going to the main session, let me give you a brief about this 3-minute competition. What is 3-minute competition actually? The 3-minute thesis competition celebrates the exciting research conducted by Doctor of Philosophy students, developed by the University of Queensland. 3-minute thesis competition cultivates students' academic presentation and research communication skills. The competition supports their capacity to effectively explain their research in 3 minutes in a language create to our non-specified audiences. Okay, let us give you a brief history about this 3-minute thesis competition, how it's come actually. The idea for 3-minute thesis competition came about at a time when the state of Queensland was suffering severe drought. To conserve water, residents were encouraged to time their showers, and many people had a 3 minutes egg timer fixed to the wall in their bathroom. The then Dean of the Graduate School, Emeritus Professor Alan Lawson, put 2 and 2 together, and the idea for the 3-minute competition was born. The first 3-minute competition was held at University of Queensland in 2008 with 160 higher degree by research candidates. In 2009 and 2010, the 3-minute thesis competition was promoted to other Australian and New Zealand universities, and enthusiasm for the concept grew. Due to this adoption in numerous universities, a multinational event was developed, and the inaugural Trans-Tasman TMT competition was held at University of Queensland in 2010. Since 2011, the popularity of the competition has increased, and 3-minute competition are now held in over 900 universities across more than 85 countries worldwide. In November 2013, the first Universities 21, we call it U21 TMT competition, was held with several universities from around the world competing in a virtual competition. 2016 brought about an expansion of this Trans-Tasman TMT competition to include universities from Southeast and Northeast region. The competition is now called the Asia Pacific TMT competition and is hosted annually by University of Queensland. In 2020, 3-minute competition moved to a temporary virtual format due to COVID-19 and has continued to held around the world in either a virtual or live format, depending on local COVID-19 restrictions. So in Malaysia, with this time in Malaysia, there are 8 times actually, including the last year, this 3-minute competition they hosted. Our beloved university IIUM hosted twice in 2019 and last year 2021, along with in 2019 UPSI and 2021 with University of Malaya. So this is a short about this 3-minute thesis competition. I believe you guys already know about this. So let's jump into the main session. So before that, I would like to just give you some brief what actually we will do and how this session will just proceed on. So as you know, because today in this morning session, we have 2 particular area, and one is science, technical and engineering, another is social arts and social science. So in our morning session, there will be basically 2 sessions. One session will remain as a main session, this session, and another session, we'll create another breakout room for the arts and social science sessions. So in main session, there will be science, technical and engineering students will present their present their thesis here. Not physically, because we have the videos, we will play their videos, and there will be 3 rounds. Each round there will be 5 participants, and there is actually 16 participants, and each round there will be 5, and the last round there will be 6 participants actually. And we have another breakout room, which I mentioned earlier, that is arts and social science, and there will be only 1 round, and there are 7 participants. So once that round, that session will be finished, so I would like to request all of you to join back the main session. The main session will remain until it's finished. And there are few others reminder for our participants. So as I already mentioned, so there will be 2 more breakout rooms. So we will create later on, and that room for the judges. So I would like to remind all of you and request all of you, don't try to get in on that room, because that room only for the judges, because they will discuss in between themselves to select the final participants. And the result of this morning session will be announced in the afternoon session, inshallah. Okay, one more thing I just want to mention, because there will be almost around 16 and 7 participants altogether. So in the morning session, there will be no Q&A session formally, but if our honorable judges, if they want to ask anything, they can do, but this is not a Q&A session. This is not a formal Q&A session. So if they really need to ask something, they can. Okay, now I would like to, okay, before that, I believe you guys already know how to join in the breakout room, because for join I believe you already know the process. So still, I would like to request our honorable advisor of PGSA, Sister Faria, to play a short video so that you can know how to join in the breakout room, though it's very short. After that, if you are confused, I will try to explain a bit more, inshallah. So Sister Faria, can you please play the video? Thank you.
Breakout rooms, just click to the icon underneath and you can see the whole list of rooms. Let's say in this example, you join the social science group. So you will be directed to the particular room. After a few seconds, you can take a sip of coffee, for example, while waiting for it. Then, after a few seconds, you will be directed to this particular room. So you can see here the setup. You can see the audience, the presenter, and the video that are going to be played here. So let's say you want to join other group, other parallel session group. So you can just click again the icon, choose breakout room again, and you can choose, for example, let's say we take engineering and technology room, just click join. So enter to the room again after a few seconds. So after enjoying the presentation and all other things going on in this particular room, let's say you want to leave, you can just leave the room. Don't leave meeting, but just leave the breakout room and you will be directed again to the main sessions and complete the whole session, inshallah.
Thank you very much for playing the video. I believe the video, the way they explain, it's very simple. Still, if you are confused, you can just text or ask. I think we will help you for that, because it's very simple. I mean, in the down, there is a T dot. Just click over there. You will get the breakout, breakout rooms. So one more, announcement for the participants, and not for the, not participants, for the audience, basically. So audience are allowed to move around the breakout room in between these two for the C, but just remember, don't try to get in the judge room. So now I would like to request our science technology participants will remain here, and along with the judges and others, the arts and social science, you guys can move into the breakout room, because there is already showing the breakout room. You can join over there. Then we will continue this session in the main room. I'm giving you just maybe a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds for that. After that, we will continue. Okay, participants are going, and still, if you're confused, don't feel hesitate. Just write down on the chat box. Our technical team is ready to help you, and we all are here to ready to help you actually. In our science and technology and session, this round, there will be basically 3 rounds, as I told you earlier. So each round will be 5 participants. 5 participants video will be played here, and the last round there will be 6. Altogether, it will be 16. So 3 minutes into 16 is not much time actually. So I would like to request all of you to keep and stay on with us until the morning session end, because before ending the morning session, we will have a photography session too. So we would like to request all of you to be part of this photography session. I think, okay, we can continue our session here. So before playing the video of our beloved participants, I would like to introduce our judges for this science and technology room. So we have 3 judges and actually 4 judges along with. So I will introduce all of them. So we have our Madam Amina Kustu. She's from, she already said Obeng, please say to hi. And she's from RMC, Research and Management Center. We have Dr. Zainura. Uh, we have Dr. Zainura. She's from KAED. Doctor, okay. I think there is a bit light problem. It's okay still. So we have Dr. Wan Fatin. Okay, welcome, Doctor. And last but not the least, we have our very beloved professor, Professor Dr. Naim will be there actually, but our main judges, these 3 judges, and Professor Naim will be also they act as a judges, inshallah. So we have 4 judges here. I believe our participants can see. And now we will continue our video presentations. Okay. Without a further ado, let's continue with the next session. Now I would like to call our technical team to play the first video, the first candidate's video. I would like to read out the name. The name is Sama Naziyah Shaban. He's from the Kulia of Medicine. The title of thesis is In Vitro Analysis of Flex Extract in Oral Cavity on Healing Model. So I would like to request our technical team to play the video and like to request to judges also to have a look on it. Thank you very much.
If you ever had your wisdom tooth removed or any other tooth with the slightest complication, I'm sure that you can still remember all the pain, the swelling, and the general discomfort of the whole process. In addition to that, the wound that is yet to be healed. Now, this wound would take from days to weeks in some cases for it to heal on its own, and the dentist does not prescribe anything specific to fasten the healing process. Therefore, I have thought of a plant that has been cultivated for decades, praised for its health promoting properties, used in traditional medicine, and recently considered as a superfood. This plant is flaxseed. Now, what I have done is that I've taken the essence of the seeds and tested them on a complex of cells, the cells that are involved in the wound healing process after tooth removal, namely soft tissue and bone cells. And guess what? The results came back fascinating. Firstly, flaxseed essence can increase the cell number to more than 3 times the initial cell count. Secondly, flaxseed can promote cell growth in the made-up wound area as fast as 18 hours after treatment. And lastly, 3 wound healing related genes to both soft tissue and bone were tested. After 24 hours of flaxseed treatment, all 3 gene levels were highly expressed, especially when comparing them to the gene levels of the same cells with no flaxseed treatments. Now, this wound healing activity flaxseed possesses is due to the main active component flaxseed has within, such as lignin, omega-3 fatty acids, and many others. Now, based on all these astonishing result findings, I strongly believe that flaxseed can be a potential wound healing agent for all oral wounds and can finally put an end to all the suffering that occurs after removing a tooth. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, I couldn't unmute myself. I was about to write it. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for playing the video. It was very short and very informative. I believe our judges already got the idea. So let's move into the second video. For the second candidate, I would like to request to play the video of the candidate name is Bisma Parvez, and is also from the Kulia of Engineering. I would like to request play the video because the thesis title is too big. That's why I don't want to waste the time to read out this one. So we just directly go to the video.
Have you thought how safe you're in a car in an accident? Do you know how well your car is going to protect you? The material world has improved a lot in terms of ergonomics, finishing and style. But what about safety? The evolution of the safer material has been low since last 10 years. Why? Unfortunately, due to expensive manufacture of these safer materials. So, my objective is to develop a lightweight, high-strength material that will find application in cars and in high-impact energy absorption applications. These materials will be aluminum foams. Aluminum foams are the solid materials that are having dense outer layer and the inner surface is made of pores mostly. The cellular structure not only provides a lightweight but also enables them to withstand the high compression strength. These aluminum materials are mostly incorporated with the ceramic reinforcements or other carbonaceous reinforcement. I am going to use diamond particles in these aluminum foams in order to improve their strength and physical and thermal properties as well. And these materials will later on find application in the car structures and other car component parts that will have lighter weight and high impact energy and compression energy absorption capacity. These materials will have good damping vibration, low thermal conductivity, and will be recyclable as well.
Okay, thank you very much for playing the video. I think it's good enough for our judges to judge. Okay, now I would like to move our third presenter. Presenter, she's Sasi Asiya, and she's from Kulia of Allied Health Sciences. It's from our Kuantan campus. The title of her thesis, Mechanism of Action of Phenolic Compounds from Anacardium Occidental in Stimulating Glucose Uptake via Regulation of GLUT4 and its related microRNAs in TT3L1 adipocyte cells. I would like to request our technical team to play the videos of Sister Sasi Asiha.
Diabetes mellitus, a metabolic disorder characterized by high blood sugar levels. This disease has been spreading throughout the world at alarming rates, especially in Southeast Asia, notably in Malaysia. According to the National Health Morbidity Survey, every 1 in 5 Malaysians has type 2 diabetes. This has prompted researchers and scientists to look for alternative remedies, natural remedies. Speaking of natural, Anacardium occidental, cashew tree leaves. These leaves are known to contain very high amounts of antioxidants, notably polyphenols. Now, in our research, what we did was we isolated compounds from these leaves, and then we tested them on adipocytes, which are fat cells isolated from mice. Now, inside these fat cells is where all the magic happens. We wanted to go on a molecular level, just dig deeper to see what actually happens and how are these substances involved. So, word on the street was that GLUT4, which is a glucose transporter gene, is involved with this. And according to the research, a reduced expression of GLUT4 gene has been linked to a state of diabetes. So, we brought in GLUT4 for questioning, and he confessed that there are some Non-coding microculprits, known as microRNAs, which are very small molecules that are involved in gene silencing and in inhibiting the translation of certain messenger RNAs. So we wanted to investigate further. What we did was we brought these microRNAs into questioning and we tested their involvement in this whole mechanism. Now, the results of this research, if these microRNAs are actually involved with GLUT4, with diabetes, that's going to give us a great opportunity to not only diagnose the disease, but find better ways to treat it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Sasi Asiya, for these great presentations. Now I would like to move our fourth presenter, Muhammad Irhamuddin bin Ibrahim. He's from InHeart, our Gomba campus, IIUM Gomba campus. The title of his thesis is Enhancing Collaboration for Future Halal Studies Graduate Employability. So I would like to request our technical team to play the video.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Malaysian halal industry and human resources development are critical aspects for the halal industry sustainability. Halal Industry Development Corporation (HDC) remain optimistic where the global halal industry market size was projected to be worth $5 trillion in 2030. One of the potentials that can be explored in this industry is the education services through the halal education program at the university. The halal education program is a higher education program offered by the university through the diploma, bachelor's degree, and postgraduate program. Halal education is defined as scientific knowledge with multidisciplinary programs based on the halal concepts and framework. But the challenge faced by the university nowadays is the graduate unemployment. In my primary data, a survey of 550 halal studies graduates from 3 different universities showed that only 147 graduates managed to get a job in the halal industry within the 6 months after graduations. 59.95% of them are unemployed while the rest waiting for a job offer and furthering their higher educations. According to the International Labour Organizations, figure below 70% are seen as evidence of an unhealthy labour market. So the problems here are, there is a mismatch between the supply and the demand of the halal industry workforce that create a graduates unemployment situations, and the halal graduates unemployment are the issues that give a negative impressions of the nation's higher educations. So in my thesis, I'm trying to enhance a collaboration for future halal studies graduate employability. It is also important to analyze the roles of the governments and the halal industry sectors in providing a suitable opportunities for the job market platform for the halal studies graduates. My research adopts the qualitative methodology as the primary sources are gathered from the several interviews, which involves Halal Industry Development Corporation (HDC), selected halal industry players, and selected halal industry academicians in the higher learning institutions who are experts in this area. The significance of my research, I am proposing a framework of partnership in the halal education ecosystem between the government, industry, and the higher education institution to ensure that the Malaysian local halal studies graduate are preferred human resources for the local and the global halal job market landscapes. And we can use this study to re-evaluate the quality of the higher education institutions that are offering halal study courses to produce an excellent quality and highly employable halal study graduates. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for playing the video, and thank you very much, Brother Muhammad Irhamuddin bin Ibrahim, for this great presentation too. Okay, now I would like to move our round one last participant, which is fifth participant of this round, Sister Noor Sarah Fatiha Tamsi. She is from Kulia of Science. The title of her thesis is Indoor Air Quality in Naval Ships, Identification of Microbial Diversity Using Next Generation Sequencing and Health Risk Assessment of IAQ. I would like to request our technical team to play that video.
Have you experienced any situation having a runny nose, sneezing, itching on eyes, throat, and sometimes irritation when you enter a room? This actually shows you the room is having a poor indoor air quality. Poor indoor air quality, or IAQ, is a discomfort situation when the air is not well circulated and exposed to air pollutants that can be derived from various sources like car exhaust from outside, home fragrance, and also from our activities like sweeping and cooking. A general norm that air pollutants are bad to our health. It can cause the symptoms, such I mentioned in the beginning, which can disturb our daily life. Air pollutants also can cause the serious health effects such as lung diseases, heart problems, and even cancer. So I'm calling you to imagine the situation inside a ship. Ship is like a moving building which using fuel burning in order to move. It is also occupied with numbers of crew who basically live their life in small and compact spaces and do daily activities for weeks till months. So now have you ever wondered what is the air condition inside the ship and how risky is the crew life due to the continuous exposure to the air pollutants during on board? So here comes my study. My study designs the first tool to assess the level of health risk among the crew based on the IQ condition inside ships. Interestingly, this project is studying on our proud Royal Merchant Navy, or the IIUM fleet. Data is collected on the concentration of common air pollutants such as carbon monoxide, particulate matter, formaldehyde, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and even species of bacteria and fungi using high-technology instruments and DNA identification method. Study on IQ in building is abundant, but in ships it is very limited, especially in Malaysia. But still, it's very crucial and significant. So by the end of this study, we will have the information on the real situation of the air quality inside the naval ships and the status of health risks among the crew. This will help our airmen to ensure good IQ is supplied in their ships and maintain a lower risk of working and living environment for the crew. This is not only for the crew, but also to ensure our national security. From this study, in future, we target to develop the pioneer guideline on the IAQ standards for the naval ships, which could be applied to other marine transportation as well. We wish our frontliners to work in comfort, safe and healthy environment while safeguarding our country. So, let us towards a better indoor air quality inside our naval ships. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Noor Sarafati Atamsi, for these great presentations, and it was really enthusiastic also. So with that, we finished the round one, because as I told you earlier, because we have 5 participants in round one, we finished that. Okay, now it's time to be to the intermission time, but before that, I would like to okay, now judges can deliver it on the result and I will transfer for them. In the meantime, while this period, we will have a short intermission.
We are a place of accomplishments. From humble beginnings, we have broken barriers and records. From the rawness of basic knowledge, we have instilled values. Values that inculcate the blossoming of minds and the bestowing of virtue. Our accomplishments have touched the lives of so many. For indeed, Our infusing of virtue with knowledge has been the key to our success. Why are we always striving? Why do we keep pushing the boundaries? Why do we constantly try to bring out the best in each of us? Because here, no matter where you're from, you are accorded the same right to succeed. We want them to build a better future, where good is not just created, but sustained. We stand for excellence in our students, shaping their values and developing the world. We strive for inspiration in our graduates, inspiring their dreams into reality. We want to go beyond the imaginable and bring out virtue beyond any barriers. To improve the quality of life everywhere, physically and spiritually. IIUM provides the best conducive learning environment for all students, offering a wide variety of amenities in the pursuit of knowledge. Opening avenues to reach the furthest realms of enlightenment. The International Islamic University of Malaysia. The garden of knowledge and virtue.
Expand the culture of Ikra. IUM is to realize the meaning of mercy to all the world, for all mankind.
Thank you very much for playing the video. I believe our judges are already back. Can Sister Faria can confirm me?
Not yet, Brother Alamgir. We can continue with intermission.
Okay, then we can continue with intermission. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Medibot IIUM. Next year we will celebrate our 40th anniversary. IIUM leading the way. Khalifah, Amanah, Iqra, Rahmatan lil Alamin.
Of the International Islamic University Malaysia. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling, and I'm feeling, and I'm feeling good. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good.
We are a place of accomplishments.
Recognize Islamic finance
From humble beginnings We have broken barriers in records. From the rawness of basic knowledge, we have instilled values. Values that inculcate the blossoming of minds and the bestowing of virtue. Our accomplishments have touched the lives of so many. For indeed, our infusing of virtue with knowledge has been the key to our success. Why are we always striving? Why do we keep pushing the boundaries? Why do we constantly try to bring out the best in each of us? Because here, no matter where you're from, you are accorded the same right to succeed. We want them to build a better future, where good is not just created, but sustained. We stand for excellence in our students, shaping their values and developing the world. We strive for inspiration in our graduates, inspiring their dreams into reality. We want to go beyond the imaginable and bring out virtue beyond any barriers. To improve the quality of life everywhere, physically and spiritually. IIUM provides the best conducive learning environment for all students, offering a wide variety of amenities in the pursuit of knowledge. Opening avenues to reach the furthest realms of enlightenment. The International Islamic University of Malaysia. The garden of knowledge and virtue.
To all the world, for mankind.
Okay, thank you very much for, I believe the audience already enjoyed this intermission. And during this time, we played so many beautiful videos and informative too. I expect you would get some ideas and you will invite your fellow friends to join IIUM, because one of the best university we are now. So thank you. We already finished the first round of our first morning session and science and technology room. So now we will move to the second round. So without further ado, I would like to request our technical team to play the first video of the second round. The name, Khairia Binti Razali. She's from Kulia of Medicine. The title of her thesis is The Role Imposed by High Mobility Group Box 1 Protein in MPTB-induced zebrafish model of Parkinson's disease. Can you please play the video? Thank you.
Imagine you are having a peaceful time with your grandfather, but suddenly you notice that one side of his hand is shaking. Is he tired or is he cold? It is hot and sunny now, but he seems to can't shake the shakes off. Over time, the shaking got worse. It even disturbed his daily activities. After several follow-ups with the physician, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Now, what on earth is Parkinson's disease, you wondered? Parkinson's disease is a brain disease caused by the death of cells in the brain responsible for supplying an important brain chemical called the dopamine. It affects a person's movement ability like standing, walking, talking, and writing. In later stages, it even impairs the person's ability to think and learn. Currently, the treatment for Parkinson's disease can only reduce the movement symptoms, but not curing the disease itself. Remember I told you that the grandfather was shaking? Even when he took some medications, it only reduces the shaking for a few hours before it comes back after the medication effect wears off. The problem is that we don't really understand the cause of the disease very well. We do know that the brain chemical dopamine is depleted in the brain of Parkinson's disease patients, but why exactly does this happen is pretty much unclear. My research aims to find out the mechanism of cell death that leads to the depletion of this brain chemical. Before a cell dies, some actions happen. Inflammation is one of it. Imagine a cell that catches fire. Most certainly it will be damaged, right? This is what happened to an inflamed cell. But who started the fire in the first place? This fire is caused by a certain protein inside the brain. This protein is like a matchstick that starts a fire. In my research, I am manipulating this matchstick to stop it from starting the fire. If we stop the fire, we can save the cells from being inflamed. And the result? The depleted brain chemical can finally be restored. But there's one problem. I can't take out the grandfather's brain to study in the lab, otherwise he will die, right? So I am using the zebrafish as my Parkinson's disease model. Interesting that it is, the zebrafish brain is comparable to the human brain. The application of studying the zebrafish brain is that we can better understand dopamine depletion and how to tackle it. That's a big step towards preventing Parkinson's disease. With my research, hopefully, we can help the grandfather and all Parkinson's disease patients to shake the shakes off. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Khairia Binti Razali, for these great presentations. So now I'd like to move our second presenter of this second round, Muhammad Muaz bin Muhammad Nawawi. He's from Kulia of Engineering. The title of his thesis is ECG Biometrics, T-shirts and Verification of Human Identity. I would like to request our technical team to play the video.
Recording in progress.
5, 10, 20 years ago, I never could imagine that our heart could represent as our identity. as who you are and who you claim you are. And something I never guessed about, that your t-shirt could become the reader of your heartbeat. This heartbeat or ECG signal was introduced as a potential biometric signatures to overcome issue of the currently available biometric, which is could be falsified by the sticky fingerprints, static iris, face image, voice mimic, and fake signatures. Why biometrics? I believe everyone hearing me now is alive. And what proof you are alive is your heartbeat is ticking. Do, do. And that's do, do. Is your ECG biometric identities. When a person has a heartbeat, automatically it proclaims that the person exists and is alive. ECG as a personal biosignal signatures is an electrical activity of the heart. And this ECG biometric was a proof of liveness at the point of detections. My daughter once asked me, what is biometric, Abba? A biometric is a security process that is based on a biological signatures, such as ECG, to verify people. They are who they say they are. Like, is Abba really Abba? A lot of previous research on ECG biometric have concentrated on using electrode connected to the body, whereas little has said about non-contact ECG biometric, such as in wearable smart shirts. And usually, when hearing about ECG, a lot of people tend to imagine lying down on the clinical beds, static movements, and a lot of annoying sticker on their body. However, my study, getting this ECG signal without having all the annoying things. It's just like you wearing your daily t-shirts and doing whatever you want to do without realizing your biosignal data is collected and your identity is verified. How do I do this? Just wearing your t-shirts. The data is transferred to the phones, put the data to the analyzer programs, and the result will pop up on the screen. Case verified. ECG-based biometric verification with a smart shirt is an exciting possible features in verifying who you are and who you claim you are in just a matter of time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Muhammad Muez bin Muhammad Nawawi, the very energetic, enthusiastic presentation. We really enjoyed your presentation, actually. Okay, let's move into our third presenter of the second round. I would like to read out the name, Noor Liana Hassana Binte Muhammad Dawood. She's from Kulli of Allied Health Science. The title of this is the development of framework for telenutrition service implementation in Malaysia, multi-method approach. I would like to request our technical team to play the video. Thank you. There is no sound. Can you please check? Sorry for this technical difficulties. We'll fix it within very short time. Just stay with us. Still there is no sound. We are trying to sort out the problem. Hopefully it will fix soon. It's just okay. I think in the meantime we can move to the next presenter. After that, maybe if the problem is fixed, inshallah we'll get back to our third presenter. Okay. The fourth candidate of this second round is Ahda Ahmed Shukur. He's from the Kuli of International Institute for Halal Research and Training in Heart. Title of this is Securing the Integrity of Halal Cosmetic Products, Bona Fide Research. So I would like to request our technical team to play the video of brother Ahda Ahmad Shukur.
Do you prefer to use cosmetic product that contain illegal ingredients in their formulation or cosmetic product that contain halalan thayyiban ingredients in their formulation? I believe the answer relies on each and every one of you to choose your own preferences. We as a Muslim are obliged to eat from lawful and good on earth based on the Quran and Hadith. Nowadays, even non-Muslim consumers tend to choose over cosmetic products that contain halal and thayyiban ingredients in their formulation. How to secure the integrity of halal cosmetic product? This can be done by the implementation of halal and thayyiban cosmetic standard by the manufacturer or producer of halal cosmetic. The production of halal cosmetic by the producer or manufacturer of halal cosmetic need to be aligned with an effective Sharia quality management system by continuous improvement process. My bona fide research study an element of quality management system or continuous improvement process, which is CAPA or corrective action, preventive action. CAPA often lead to tedious, exhaustive, and time-consuming documentation. With the increase of usage of IR 4.0 or Industrial Revolution 4.0, such as big data, my research will make use of the technology by developing a knowledge management framework with the integration of decision support system. I am excited and intrigued to conduct my research as this can help the halal supply chain cosmetic players in the halal cosmetic industry to achieve a successful implementation of continuous improvement process or quality management system that will lead to security of halal cosmetic product. And thus for us as Muslims, we will have security and confidence to use cosmetic product which is halalan and thayyiban.
Thank you very much, Sister Ahada Ahmad Shukur, for these great presentations. Okay, I think our second one, the third presenter, that problem already been solved. Can we play or we just move into the last one? Okay, okay. They're trying to fix it. Inshallah, we will play shortly the third presenter. Nurliana Hasna binti Muhammad Daud. Okay, no problem. So we'll take a very, short time because we had actually encountered few technical problems. We are downloading the videos. Yeah, it's I think ready to play. Thank you. I think the same problem. Can you move to the presenter? Okay, let's check it again.
Imagine driving for
good.
hours to the hospital to seek for medical treatment, suddenly get turns down, in another word, rejected. The reason is because your condition is not critically ill enough to be admitted or treated. This situation will occur during the pandemic, such as pregnancy of coronavirus, where movement restriction is needed. In futures, who knows, there might be another deadliest diseases or contagious viruses. So, how about the treatment? How can the healthcare practitioner help them? Don't worry, if there is a problem, there must be a solution. That's why my PhD research topic for today is the development of framework for telenutrition services implementation in Malaysia, a multi-method approach. Do you know that the most common cause of death in worldwide is non-communicable disease? This is because of the need for continuous, responsive, accessible, quality services, and even successful patient engagement during the treatment. In 1997, e-health was first implemented in Malaysia as telemedicine blueprint, later on known as telehealth. It provides a virtual consultation, a virtual treatment via phones and videos. With telehealth, you don't need to drive to your doctor's clinics or office, park, walk, and wait in a waiting area for a longer period of time when you are sick. You can just see your doctors comfortably in your house, on your sofa, or even on your bed. It can save your time from rearrange your busy schedule. You can save your money from a regular visit with healthcare practitioner. Even as a parent, you don't need to worry about who's gonna take care of my children. Okay, as a dietitian, I will only focus on the online nutrition management or telehealth, which my objective is to assess the feasibility and effectiveness of telenutrition services implementation in Malaysia by doing a literature research review. And also, I will distribute a questionnaire to the dietitians in order for me to explore the acceptability, the facilitator, and also the hinder of telenutrition services implementation. Interview will be done with the subject matter experts to know the policy, the guideline, the technical issue regarding the telenutrition services. Okay, with all the information, the greatest, the better framework will be developed in order for the dietitian to use as a guideline when they do the virtual consultation or telenutrition. It may sound simple, but it brings a huge impact in people's life. Telehealth or telenutrition is one of the solutions of this case. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Nurlian Hasna binti Muhammad Daud for her presentations. So now I would like to move our last presenter of the second round in the morning session. The participant name is Nurul Aishikin Muhammad Zim. Is from Kulli of Science. The title of his thesis is a characterization of WOSI on an GHD2 genus involved in drought stress response or Orija sativa via CRISPR systems. Sorry for the mispronunciation. I think you will pardon me for that. And now I would like to request our technical team to play the video.
When it comes to food, rice is always the first choice for a full stomach. Often we Malaysians say, mana boleh kalau tak makan nasi, am I correct? So, can you imagine if we lost our source of food, which is also the source of income for some due to drought? Did you know that in Vietnam, a family had no income in 2 harvest seasons and that left them and $8,000 debt due to rice crop failed in drought. And in 2019, Thailand had reduced its rice exports by 0.5 million tons due to drought. So, what can we do to combat this problem in order to ensure our long-term food security and social welfare are safeguarded despite frequent droughts? Having crop management with better irrigations help tremendously, but what is the most sustainable way of combating it? The answer is to have drought-tolerant rice varieties that can withstand dry and hot conditions. However, it may take years for researchers to develop drought-tolerant rice through conventional breeding method. This is where genome editing technologies such as CRISPR-Cas can be utilized to respond with timely solution to these urgent needs. CRISPR-Cas is based on a natural system that offers a more efficient and targeted way to develop improved plants. So how does it work? In response to common internal or external stresses to plants, breaks and repair of DNA strands routinely happen through natural cellular processes. So with CRISPR-Cas, we can now find and direct the DNA breaks and repair at a specific location in the DNA to either delete or edit or replace the targeted genetic sequences native to the plant to create beneficial change. So that got us thinking, maybe this can solve our drought-tolerant rice problem. So I began my research to first identify drought-sensitive genes in rice through comparative genomic analysis and then characterize them through CRISPR-Cas9 system. So we hope to observe that when these genes are knocked out, we will gain understanding of drought response in rice, and we could also demonstrate the usefulness of genome editing technology in producing better rice. So sooner or later, when farmers cultivate drought-tolerant rice varieties in their paddy fields, maybe we would no longer be wary of no rice on our table.
Thank you very much, Sister Nurul Sakin Muhammad Jim, for your presentations. So with that one, we already finished our 5 presenter presentations, video presentation for the second round. So I would like to say best of luck for all the participants. Now it's, I would like our judge can now deliver it on the result, and I will transfer them for the time being. While this time we will again have a short intermission, please stay tuned with us and please keep in this room.
must lead the way, lighten the future, share the wisdom to the spirit of Islam. Revelation and reason shall excel, shall prevail. Merging faith and knowledge, we, the Khalifa, we will fulfill the Amanah. Together we make the world a better place. Forever expand the culture of Iqra. IIUM is to realize the meaning of Ramadan al-Alamin. Together we make the world a better place. Forever expand the culture of Iqra. IIUM is to realize the meaning of mercy to all the worlds for mankind.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The season of Ramadan has dawned upon us, and almost everyone have laid out plans for ibadat that are often left unattainable from my past experience. The essence of fasting in the month of Ramadan is to feel and show empathy to the less privileged and to be resilient to our whims and desires during the day, thereby attaining the ultimate goal, taqwa, that is increasing faith and to be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This video is therefore meant to help achieve that ultimate goal in the simplest possible way. However, it should be noted that the tips provided herein might not be applicable or relevant to everyone. 1. Always go to bed early for a sound sleep to be able to wake up for suhoor, which is so blessed, highly recommended, and it helps energize you during the day. 2. Observe the 5 daily prayers on time and don't miss out for Taraweeh. 3. Recite the glorious Quran and your daily askars excessively. If you want to complete reciting the entire Quran in the month of Ramadan, here is a simple technique that many people use. There are 114 chapters in the glorious Quran divided into 30 sections or juz, and each section comprises of 20 pages, which can be divided by 5, representing the 5 daily prayers, giving you 4 pages to be recited before or after every 5 daily prayers, and this can take you 10 to 15 minutes to complete. Hence, Ramadan is 29 or 30 days. Therefore, as at the end of Ramadan, you'll be able to complete reciting the entire Quran without struggling whatsoever. Number 4, prepare your iftar early, and everyone should take part in the preparation of the iftar. And be sure to provide iftar for the less privileged, family and friends for an immense reward by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And here is the bonus point, that is to stealthily perform tahajjud at the last part of the night, shortly before suhoor, say at 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. and make dua for yourself and everyone. Thanks for watching and catch you in the next one. Salam.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Medibot IIUM. Next year we will celebrate our 40th anniversary. IIUM leading the way. Khalifah, Amanah, Iqra, Rahmatan lil Alamin.
of the International Islamic University, Malaysia. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, I think our judges are already come back in the room. So we already finished our round 1 and round 2. Hooray! We only have round 3 left. So I think after that we're gonna finish our morning session. So keep patience, and we will have 6 more participants in the round 3. And I think as you guys enjoying our presentation and few rest 6 of presentation, I think you guys will enjoy too. So without further ado, let's continue with the round 3. Sorry. Okay. I would like to invite I would like to read out the first our participant's name, Muhammad Ashraf bin Abdul Jalil. He's from Kulliyah of Medicine. Title of a thesis is Immune Theory of Schizophrenia, Role of Complement C4A Genotype Variation and DNA DNA methylation. So I would like to request a technical team to play the video.
Have you experienced talking to someone who does not show any emotion? Straight face, flat voice, very little reply. You might think, is he not bothered? What I just demonstrated may not be 100% accurate, but I hope I've given you some idea what a flat affect is. For healthy people like you and me, putting on straight faces could be a way to hide our emotions. But for schizophrenia patients with flat affect, they are not giving any expression because they could not, even if they wanted to. For some others, they are not giving any reaction because they have reduced emotional range. In other words, they don't feel really happy, sad, or angry. Coupled to that, they may have lost interest in things that they used to enjoy. Even more disruptive is that they can lose the motivation to do anything. This is why they are often misunderstood as being lazy or just not bothered. These are also among the reasons why around 70% of patients could not keep a job or have successful relationship. The main treatment for schizophrenia, the antipsychotics, are really excellent at stopping the voices and strange ideas inside the head, but they don't really improve the emotion and motivation problems. So we need to take a step back and think, where is the connection between all of these symptoms? In my study, I explored the link between schizophrenia and our immune system. As we were growing inside our mother's womb and later in adolescence, an immune protein helps remove unwanted nerve connections in our brain, like pruning scissors cutting off extra branches of trees and shrubs around our houses, keeping them neat and tidy, pleasing to the eyes. However, if we overdo the pruning, we will end up destroying the plants. Similarly, in schizophrenia, there were too much of this immune protein in their brain. Therefore, more nerve connections get deleted than necessary, destroying important brain networks. In my study, I found that how much of this immune protein our body makes depends on 2 factors. Number 1, how many copies of the immune genes we have in our DNA. And number 2, the amount of a special molecule attached to these genes, acting like a switch, turning on its production. This is promising because while we cannot change how much of the immune genes we have in our DNA, in theory, it is possible to remove that switch and perhaps control the production of the immune protein. I hope these findings can at least add a small piece in solving the complex schizophrenia puzzle. There's still a long way to go, but hopefully it won't take that long until we find that last piece, so that schizophrenia fighters can get back their emotion and motivation, or at least to be able to show us that they are actually bothered.
Thank you very much. If possible, can you make me the co-host? That would be easier for me then. Okay, thank you very much, Muhammad Ashraf bin Abdul Jalil, for your great presentations. So I would like to move our second presenter. The second presenter is Jikriyanti. She's from the Kulia of Information and Communication Technology. The title of thesis, The Effectiveness of Marketing Strategy for Online Library Services During Pandemic, Experience of the National Library of Indonesia during COVID-19. So I would like to request our technical team to play the video.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Zikrayanti from Kuliah of Information and Communication Technology International Islamic University of Malaysia. My major is in PhD Library and Information Science. Today I would like to present my research interest is about the effectiveness of marketing strategy for online library service during pandemic. Experience of the National Library of Indonesia during the COVID-19. Response to the pandemic situation, National Library of Indonesia have launched 5 new services to support national program through digital and online service during COVID-19 pandemic called Online Library Service or OLS, including digital library service via iPusmas mobile application, subscribe digital collection, online reference service, Ask the Librarian, and Librarian as Information Agent. The program has launched and introduced more than 2 years. However, many Indonesians are not aware about online library service provided by National Library of Indonesia. Therefore, the aim of this study is to explore marketing strategy on online library service and examine the effectiveness of marketing strategy and online library service provided by National Library Indonesia during the pandemic. Moreover, mixed methods are proposed in this research with combination of semi-structured interview and questionnaire. Purposive sampling and stratified sampling is applied for this study. Only librarian from promotional section and online library service section and 12 group from National Library Indonesia member are chosen on this study. Thank you very much for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum assalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Sister Jikriyanti, for your great presentations. Now I would like to move our third presenter of round 3. Juliana Amina binti Marhaban. She's from Kulli of Allied Health Science. The title of her thesis, Development of Program Lithium Auditoria Malayu for Individuals with Post-Lingual Hearing Impairment. So I would like to request our technical team to play the video. Thank you.
I can speak, but I cannot hear you. This is a common complaint from an individual who developed a post-lingual hearing impairment, a hearing loss that developed after an individual already able to speak and has an effective language. For this population, the hearing impairment will primarily affect speech perception rather than speech production and may lead to communication breakdown. The communication breakdown gives adverse effect to one's life when it leads to feelings of frustration, embarrassment, and distress. Even if the person is already an avid hearing aids user, misunderstanding and mishearing what people say, especially in noisy places, can be stressful and tiring. So, when that person tells you, I cannot understand what you are saying, we tend to speak louder and assist with gestures, exactly like what we see in movies. What did you say? I said, we should go now. We speak with slower pace and sometimes with exaggerated lip movements, while the listener, on the other hand, will try to learn how to read the lip movement as part of their adaptation and communication strategies. Well, this is not wrong. What we might not realize is that the mastering of these strategies can actually be trained, and the training is commonly known as auditory training. My thesis is to develop the first comprehensive Malay auditory training program called PLAM, Program Latihan Auditory Melayu, to help individuals with postlingual hearing impairment to listen and use communication skills using their assistive listening devices such as hearing aids and cochlear implant. An effective auditory training program may improve the use of audible speech information, enhance communication abilities, increase the effectiveness of hearing aids, and improve quality of life. So, I did a scoping review to look at the current trend and gathered all parameters that should be included in the program. I produced two frameworks for the program that is able to fit in any languages. Subsequently, I produced the program which is flexible but tailored to individuals' problem. The program has been tested on real patients. Following the administration of the plan, early results showed subjective and objective improvement of the speech perception. Among the feedback gathered from the participant was, I am confident to participate in a group conversation. Even though I may not hear the whole conversation, but now I know the strategies to improve my communication skills. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sister, for your great presentations. So now I would like to move our fourth presenter, our fourth candidate of this third round, Noor Azrina Nadia Binti Azmi, and she's from the InHeart International Institute for Halal Research and Training, InHeart. The title of her thesis, Fish Byproducts, Oil for Producing of Nanomulsions Containing Deep Euthetic Solvents and Their Application in Halal Cosmetical Products. So I would like to request our technical team to play the video of our fourth presenter. Thank you.
Cosmetics, something very close to every woman's heart, I believe. If I were to ask how many of you applied cosmetics today, some ladies who wear lipstick will shyly raise their hand or even smiling, and the men would smirk and say, lady stuff. However, cosmetics is much more than that. Cosmetics are defined as preparations to improve or alter the appearance of a situation or person, but do not change its basic nature. This means that if you spray some perfume before you go out, you wear cosmetics. And even if you take a bath with your body wash, yes, you actually applied cosmetics. Guilty as charged? Yes. So, in my research, I'm going to prepare a cosmetics formulation using nanoemulsion. Okay, so now what is nanoemulsion? Nanoemulsion is a very tiny sized emulsions made up of two immiscible liquids, usually water and oil, mixed to form a single phase by the help of emulsifier or surfactant. Can't imagine how small nano size is? If a nanoparticle was the size of a football will be the size of the earth. Yes, that's small. Why nanoemulsion? Due to its small size, nanoemulsion could improve the delivery of the active pharmaceutical ingredient. It is stable and not affected much by pH and temperature, with more aesthetic appearance, which are all very important in cosmetics industry. Thus, now to prepare my nanoemulsions, I'm going to use fish oil. Fish oil with a plot twist. I use fish byproducts oil from the unused part of the fish, such as skin, bone, heads, etc. For certain reasons, some people might go ew and yuck when listening to the word byproducts or waste. But in reality, fish byproducts oil contains a lot of beneficial stuff for your body, such as fatty acid, which could really moisten up your skin. Other than that, you actually can save the earth from land pollution. Well, talking about being a good Muslim, I am actually really excited about this project. And in fact, I have already tested the formulation in the lab, and guess what? It is proven to be antibacterial, have high antioxidant, high anti-inflammatory activity, and could possibly be anti-cancer agent too. Now, tell me, who says byproducts are going to stay as byproducts? Not anymore.
Okay, thank you very much, sister, for your energetic and great presentations too. Now we would like to move our second last participants, which is Aslia Al-Has. He's from Kulia of Science. The title of the thesis is Allopathy Effects of Fish Killer Marsiliphidium polycricodis on the growth of toxic Phyrodinium bahamens in different growth conditions. So I would like to request our technical team to play the video. Before that, I would like to request our participants, those who already joined, please feel free to share the, fill the form, attendance form, which we already shared in the chat box. Try to fill that form so that we can record you who joined with us and not. Thank you very much. I'd like to request to play the video. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Asila Alhas from the Kuliah of Science, International Islamic University Malaysia. Microalgae is the one of the oxygen producer in the earth. They are floating, drifting in the sea surface, photosynthesizing, and also become food source of several marine organisms. But sometimes they can feel insecure and stressed because of several difficulties they faces, such as the water pollution and also high sea surface temperatures. Because of their stress, they can increase in numbers. They can be from the thousands, millions to trillions number, and this increasing number known as bloom. And we have to be alert of the harmful algal bloom that usually caused by the dinoflagellates in the marine environment. In Sabah coastal water, there are faces two harmful blooms caused by the Mangalidium polycoccides and also the Pyrodinium bahamens. Mangalidium polycoccides can kill fish and shellfish and can affect the aquaculture industry. Pyrodinium bahamens is the saxitoxin producer, and they can lead to the paralytic shellfish poisoning, where without the proper medication can cause death among the human. In my study, I'm observing the interactions of the Mangalidium polycoccides and also the Pyrodinium bahamens. From my observation, Mangalidium polycoccides can inhibit the growth of the Pyrodinium, although in the small numbers. However, Pyrodinium bahamens also can co-occur with the Mangalidium polycoccides, particularly when they are in the sufficient nutrient conditions, cytotoxin during the interactions. Hence, this study helps us to understand more about the bloom mechanism and hopefully can be used in the monitoring program in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sister, for your great presentations. And now I would like to go for the last presenter, last but not the least, our very own, he's also our PGSS member, Brother Ahmed Rimas Faizabadi. He's from Kuliah of Engineering. The title of his thesis is Rescue 3D, a Child Rescue and Human Trafficking Survivor 3D Face Identification Systems. So I would like to request our technical team to play the video. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. I am Ahmad Rimas Fazabadi with my research title Rescued, a Child Rescue and Human Trafficking Survivor 3D Face Identification System. It's an AI-based model to perform the rescue operations. The child and human trafficking are humanitarian crisis. The FBI reported around 100,000 child missing, and Asian countries are the epicenter of this crisis. So when child goes missing, the report is registered with the local law enforcement agencies and it will be accumulated in the national records. Sometimes, in special cases, it may be reported to NGOs and to the UN agencies also. When the person is rescued, we can take the 3D scan. If the 3D scan availability is not there, the person is from the remote places. We have incorporated a AI model which can reconstruct the 3D face. So the 3D scan of the rescued person can be used against the database of the missing people, and based on the age of the person who has been rescued, the current images of the data set for that age can be generated using the age progression GAN, again a sophisticated AI model. Then we have indigenously developed a 3D face recognition system which has been trained over 400,000 images of 3D scan, and we have reported a very good accuracy on Texas face dataset. The Texas face dataset has reported around 99.85% accuracy. Here in this graph you can see at the threshold 26.3, the best accuracy that we achieved using an Euclidean distance was 99.6. When we have trained it using an KNN model, we have reached the highest best accuracy up to 99.8. The 99.5 was reached at the KN n is equal to 10, and the model fitting was training was very good. You can see the loss has been reduced ideally and has reached near to zero, and the embeddings of the positive and negative pair shows that clear separation exists between the positive and negative pairs. The embeddings using the TSNE plot of the 6 identities in the graph F shows that different age image scans of the same person still creates a common cluster. So the model which has been generated, a 3D face recognition model, identification model, is robust against the expression, occlusions, pose, and the age, and that gives us the effective rescue identification system, and it aligns with the SDG goal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Ahmed Rimas Faizabadi, for your great presentations. So with that, we are about to finish our 6 participants in the round 3. So we all, we almost finished the round 3, first 16 presenters, and our social science presenters, they finished, earlier, so early. So we are also finished right now. So now we will go for the photography session. Before that, I have just a bit announcement, because this morning session, the result will be announced on 2:30 p.m. on the afternoon session. So I would like to request our participants to be joined in the afternoon session too, because in the afternoon session, that session will be the final session. We will get the final, the winners of our today's event in the afternoon session. So be joined there. So in the meantime, after photography session, our judges will deliberate the result in between themselves. So now I would like to request to open the camera for all the participants and judges and others who are in the Zoom room. Please open your camera and unmute yourself, mute yourself, don't unmute yourself. And yeah, I would like to request our technical team to conduct this photography session.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Kindly switch on your camera. Okay. I will take the photo in 3, 2, 1. Okay. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Okay, done. Back to you, Brother Alamgir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sister Faria, for taking our pictures. So, dear brothers and sisters, I think I got on message in the chat box. He is encountering the problem to fill the attendance form. So, I would like to request all of you to fill the attendance form. If you face problem what can I say, there is a problem with the browser. Basically, if you encounter any problem, that means the problem is the browser. Try to change the browser. I think you will get to finish that one. So with that one, we'd like to finish our morning sessions. By the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let us finish the morning session by reciting Tasbih Kifara and Suratul Al-Asr.